I was raised by my dad in a tiny farming community in Missouri. Although we lived in the Bible Belt, most of us youth believed that wild behavior and underage drinking was the acceptable norm, and we made no time for God. After high school, I joined the Air Force to escape my tiny hometown that had no future. After my enlistment, I went into law enforcement, got married, and began raising my 4 awesome children. I loved law enforcement, but became increasingly cynical and pessimistic. Violent crimes, fatality crashes, seeing the worst of humanity, and numerous close calls took an extreme toll on me. I was often angry and distant. After a transfer to Utah, we began attending the church here. I went on international service trips and was deeply affected to see children scrounging in the gutters for food, seeing mothers and their small children living in dirt floor shacks, just trying to survive another day. Within a short period, I went through a divorce and lost my amazing dad. I left my career behind, sold my home, and felt lost and rudderless. I embarked on a new career and did my best to raise my youngest son. Things began to improve and I began to develop a sense of purpose again. One evening in 2015, my youngest son and I came home from a work trip. My oldest son was living with us at the time and usually came to greet us when we got home, but on that night he did not. I called out numerous times with no response. Something was wrong. After several minutes, I found my son's lifeless body. He had committed suicide. I was devastated and my spirit was broken. Life was a blur for quite some time as we tried to move on. My son Evan and I looked out for one another. Anxiety and PTSD began to overwhelm me. Some days I could barely function. Some people that I expected to be there for me were not, but God did His thing and sent others to lift me back up. I learned that God repurposes your pain. Nothing we do or experience changes the nature or the grace of God. God never wastes a hurt. I still have good days and bad days, but as a man who understands logic and evidence, my trust is in God. Looking at the evidence, archaeological witnesses, fulfilled prophecies, miracles performed, documented historical sources, reliability of the Bible, I know who wins in the end. God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain any more, for the former things have passed away. That sounds awesome to me. I'm in.